Welcome, everybody. So here's the question today. Aren't you tired of putting off things you know you should be doing? Want to do it? You know you should do it, but you just put it off, and then you put it off, and then you feel guilty. So that's what Mark and I are going to talk about today. We're going to talk about what we've seen work for us, why we're procrastinating at the beginning. We'll talk about that and hopefully give you some good ideas. So welcome to Aren't You Tired Of? And with my co-host,
Mark Benton. Hello.
Hello, everybody. And I'm Patti Johnson. Welcome, everybody. So we got into this topic because we talk about it a lot. It's sort of like that's one of those things that always trips us up. And so I'm going to start off. Mark, I want to know, do you know when you're most likely to procrastinate?
Yeah. I'm most likely to procrastinate when, obviously, it's something I don't want to do. Mm-hmm. I was voluntold to do.
Oh, that's
or it could just be, it seems a little too daunting.
Okay.
And I don't know where to start.
I'm very much the same. I'm a selective procrastinator. If I went through,
is that what you call it?
It's what makes me feel better, right? I'm not a full blown procrastinator. I'm a selective procrastinator, but it will typically be very much like you, things that either I don't want to do, or I don't know how to do it.
Yeah,
and those are kind of two different camps. So let's kind of dive into what are those real root reasons of why we procrastinate. Because if you've listened to Mark and I long enough, I don't know if it's just us or if it's important. We always start with, but why are you doing it?
Why?
What's the root cause? Why are you doing it?
What's the root?
Why are you doing it? So let's start off, and I'll give you one of mine first ones of reasons why I think we do it, and that is fear of failure. Like back to the things that we don't know how to do.
Yep. What
if I really screw up? If I'm a perfectionist, man, if I don't do this well, then, I'd be better just not do it.
Right.
Right.
I'm just going to
just push it back a little bit. So that's one. What other
makes
things
total sense.
Are you thinking of?
I know that I have procrastinated sometimes in the fear of success.
So tell me about that.
Like, if it's something I've not done before, it's a goal or it's something that I really want to do, but I've not done it before. Well, what if it's successful? What if it actually works? And then I start building up the issue and the things and the I don't even knows, right?
Yep.
And then I'm just still sitting where I started. But it's like just the success of it sometimes, what if this actually works? What
if it really works? The opposite, of what the fear of failure. So, I think for me too, another thing that really I've seen trip up, not just me, but people in general, I got plenty of time. I got plenty of time to do that.
Yeah.
It's not urgent, but yet if it's something that's important, we talked about this actually in one of our episodes of why you always put yourself last.
That's right.
Those things that we think are important, but they never bubble to the top of your list. So they're important, but you think, I have a lot of time to do that. That doesn't need to be today. So if it's something that will take weeks or months, guess what? If you never start, You've just
never started.
You're exactly. Or you're procrastinating every day. And that's something that I think is a real issue. I got plenty of time. I can procrastinate on it and there's no impact.
Yeah. And I think a lot of listeners, and I'll even say this, I'll do that. It's just, I got plenty of time. I don't need to worry about it. Right.
Right.
We also procrastinate just because of the uncertainty around it. Around the thing. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to start. Do I really understand, if I'm trying to solve something, what's the problem I'm trying to solve? We have an episode, previous episode where we talk about, aren't you tired of ambiguity?
Yeah.
And not kind of knowing, where to go. And that uncertainty, it's better if I just wait. Maybe something else will change and then I can, start on this thing. And that's happened to me a lot. I'm just really uncertain on what to do or how to do it, when to do it, when's the right time. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big one. That ambiguity, lack of clarity can cause you to say, oh my gosh, especially if you don't know how to do it.
Right.
And it's uncertain times is that's just going to go down the list.
That's right.
So a few others that I want to mention. And one of them is, I think it's really interesting, but research would say identity protection. And what I mean by that is if you think about and there's a lot of research around talented and gifted kids. Starts young, but then we work with some people that kind of feel like they're in the talented gifted program, right? But they think, you know what I mean? It's like, this is my brand.
Yes.
Right? I'm this great research scientist. I need it. Goes back to needing to be right and wanting to be perfect. But it is not only just accuracy and being right. It is, this is who I am.
That's very interesting.
You know, and so the risk is very high for me to, and so I'm just going to procrastinate on that versus, you know, jump in there.
Yeah.
So
that is very interesting. It's like, you know, in my corporate world, we would call that also impression management, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to start it because this is my brand. This is what I know how to do. Doing something new and different that might stretch me or grow me. Yeah. You know what? I'm not going to even try.
I don't want to be stretched. Don't be stretching me.
Don't be stretching me.
Don't be stretching me.
Nope.
Don't do it.
Nope.
Another reason, and this one I can really relate to, is it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wait. So as an example, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I know a lot of people that
you're saying that's the thing.
I think that is you're uncomfortable.
I'm just uncomfortable.
So I don't want to do it.
Okay.
I
Gotcha.
think that's very, very common. And it's like, I think of this in terms of tough conversations, performance conversations. How many people have we coached, advised?
Yes.
I know I've experienced it myself. Like, this person needs to know this.
Right.
Today's not the day.
Right.
It's going to be later. I don't want to do it today.
Right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of listeners out there. They've either been in a position to procrastinate on having a critical conversation or a hard conversation, or they're knowing one's coming, right? But that's the thing. If I had $1 for all of the guidance and coaching I've done because someone is procrastinating on a critical conversation, we'd be sitting on both my yachts today.
Yes,
we'd be going from one to the other.
From one to the other.
That's what we'd be doing.
100%. I completely agree. I also think, you know, like I had this conversation with somebody who's doing the job search.
Yeah.
And needs to, and she's younger, and needs to do more, I hate to say the word, networking. She needs to get out and talk to people and needs to get out and let people know, here's what I'm looking for. And she's like, I just keep putting it off. I don't want to bug people. I don't want to go do that and be asking for help. And I think that's an example of where it would help her to do it, but she's procrastinating.
Well, you know, that one, the procrastination around something I don't want to do. We have a great episode, you know, networking, kind of small talk.
Small talk.
Right.
That would help you.
Right.
That's
If you listen to that episode and you procrastinate because you don't like the networking, that episode might help you a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah. The other one, now this is funny because we've talked so much about procrastinating over the last couple of weeks. Yeah. I started like thinking about, when do I procrastinate? This is embarrassing. You know, I'm not a shy retiring person. Returns. Hate to do returns.
You hate to do returns?
Oh my gosh.
Really?
I don't want to go. I don't want to return it. I don't want to go in there and face the person. Yeah. And it's kind of short. I didn't like it.
Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. Well, you know what? Now, I have to be honest. We have a returns corner in our
we do too. Dining room chair. If it needs to be returned, I'm hoping Jim will do it. But
somebody else is going to take it.
He's not going to go into anthropology and make a return.
Anthropology.
He's not going.
Well, here's the thing. I love that. And then I have a question for you on this whole thing. But the thing that's so funny about returns is I don't care. Like, oh, you didn't like it? No, I didn't.
See, I'm that way with most things. Like, I'll send a drink back.
Yeah. Oh.
Like with the rest of my group, we were at dinner with a big group just this past week. And somebody was like, they had ordered an espresso martini and it wasn't right. It wasn't the way they normally made it.
Yeah.
Go, send it back.
Yeah.
Send it back. We're paying a lot for this meal. We're doing like, send it back.
Do it.
Oh, no. If it were me, send it back.
When it comes to a good beverage, I'm going to put myself first.
I'm going to put myself first.
I'm going to put myself first.
Return.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it off.
You're going to put it off.
I'm going to put it off. I don't know. That's somebody was psychoanalyzing. I got some issues. But.
Well, it's a question, though, on this topic of procrastination. You know, is there really, Patti, relief in procrastination? I mean, you know, it can last a long time. Is there any payoff? You know, any good news if you might procrastinate on some things? What do you think?
I think it's very short-lived.
Okay.
You might get that just momentary relief of, you know, when we talk about small talk, about you know what? I don't want to go to that thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go. I'm going to feel good for 5 minutes. And then then when I go into the office and everybody else was there the next day, then I'm filled with guilt that I did not. I really wasn't sick. I could have gone, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that that procrastination, especially if it builds up over time, I don't see much relief. Do you?
Not really. When I was thinking about this question, I was thinking sometimes I have been quick to activate, like quick to do something because I'm like, nope, let me get this done. Blah, 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 and it's done and it's out there. And then something immediately changes. And I'm like, you know what? If I had procrastinated just a little bit longer on that, I would have had this new information. So I don't have to send anything new or I don't have to redo what I did sometimes. But I don't know if you could really call that procrastination. I think I put it there because I'm thinking about mark it off the list, get it done. Don't wait. But core procrastination, kind of what we're talking about. Yeah, it's probably short lived because it's still going to be there.
It's still going to be there. I have another hot take on why we do it and the impact of doing it before we give you what I think some of our solutions and ideas are. Okay, it's a hot take. I think depending on the topic, procrastinating can be a selfish act, or it can cause you to be solo. Wow. So if you wait till the last minute, like if you're on a work project, you and I are working on a project together and we're supposed to do this and I'm in charge of it and I procrastinate getting information to you and it's the day before, I'm going to have to do it myself. Right? You're like, hey, I'd love to help you.
You'll miss out, but you missed the window.
You missed the window. You procrastinate to the last minute. Okay. You know, and the other thing that can make it kind of selfish, I think, is if you're hosting the big summer party and your sister, I don't have a sister for those of you going, gosh, she's always talking about her sister. And your sister calls you 30 minutes before, texts you 30 minutes before. What can I bring, girl?
Yeah. And you're like, girl, nothing because you can't cook.
Well, I've already got everything.
Right.
I've bought everything. It's already on the table. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's too late.
If you wanted to do it, like in that case, if you wanted to do a kind gesture,
you would have.
Right.
A day or so before, maybe. Yeah. You know, so it's like that procrastinating has impact on other people. That's the point. So
it does.
Sometimes it does. You know, just like procrastinating, you know, like I was going to say, we talked about having a tough conversation. Yeah. That can be really hurtful to somebody if they don't know what's going on.
I have talked about that with people, leaders, you know, and managers. I've said, you know what? You know, you need to have this conversation. And I'll just throw this out there real quick. And maybe I'll say this again, maybe in a future episode. But when you have to have a tough conversation, don't procrastinate. Actually, the motivation for me in getting through that was transparency.
I believe it 100%.
Is a sign of respect.
100%.
Right? So if you're out there listening right now and, I hate having tough conversations, think about it like if you respect the person, right, then they deserve to know, they deserve to know in a timely manner. Now, if you do not respect them, that's a whole nother episode.
But if they report to you, or they are, in your circle.
If you have some kind of obligation to them,
whatever it may be.
You have information that they need to know. So the reason why I came back to that is really a big thing that I hear a lot.
I believe it. And I think it is selfish. Like, and I got past that too. I mean, in terms of having tough conversations, I was like, this person deserves to know. Yeah. Would I want to know if everyone is saying something about me that I can fix?
Right. That's true.
You should tell them. So I think that is like, one of the, so we've kind of talked about,
I like that.
Some of those things that cause us to procrastinate, right?
Yeah.
Now let's kind of shift it.
Okay.
What do we think works? What's helped us? What's helped the people that we've worked with? Colleagues, friends, and so on. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
And so I'm going to give one, and that is set little mini goals, baby steps. So I'm a family member who shall remain nameless.
Okay.
Used what I call the Little Debbie method.
The Little Debbie.
You know, those little cakes.
Little cakes. Those little Debbie cakes.
And his method was studying when he was in college.
Okay.
And he would always procrastinate. His method was after 2 hours of studying, you got a little Debbie.
Right.
So
well, you know what happens? You eat too many little Debbies and then you become Big Deborah.
Big Don.
Big Don.
I'm just going to say, if
Deborah.
you saw this person, this person is in great shape, could run circles around us.
Yes.
So this was not a concern for him.
Yes, okay.
Because I was like, have you looked at what's in Little Debbie's? And the answer was, I got to get the studying done.
that was the problem to solve, right?
That was the problem to solve. We're going to worry about what's in the Little Debbie's later. But that's a good one. Chunk it up, make it small,
set a little reward,
doable, build in a little reward.
Yes.
What are you thinking?
I have one that's Big Deborah. I have one. Schedule the start and 2 steps in. So if you're procrastinating, one thing that I do is on Thursday at 5:00, I got this thing I got to start. So I'm going to start it and then I'm going to plan 2 steps in.
There you go.
So
feels doable.
It feels doable, and it gets me a little bit of the win. Yeah. So I last week I actually did this before we had even kind of talked about this as an idea, and I needed to clean up my home office. Right. Just there's still boxes everywhere from when we moved in and all these things. Right. And I said, okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to plan it Thursday at 5:00 and you're going to take 2 steps. One step is you're going to remove 5 boxes. The next step is you're going to hang 4 pictures.
There you go.
And so when I did that and followed that, that advice to myself, I felt good about it.
Yeah. And I think that's an example. Actually, you and I were laughing about it. You were also probably prioritizing. Yeah. I got other stuff. I can't take 3 hours and work on my office. No. Can I take 15, 20 minutes? Yeah, probably. Yeah. I can do that.
And it was momentum.
Yeah.
Right.
I get a little progress.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's good.
Got another one?
Yeah. I think for me, I think it's remove the desire to feel motivated. Because you're probably not gonna.
Say more about that.
You're not gonna. So what I mean is, how sometimes when you're doing something new, like I want to feel motivated. I want to feel excited. Okay, I'm pretty sure you weren't getting too excited about organizing the office. It was just maybe the clutter was getting on your nerves and it was distracting.
Yeah.
So don't expect that you're going to feel that sense of excitement and motivation. Okay. Instead, think about what the action.
Yeah. Okay, so you're saying set my own expectations.
Yeah, can't be, you're not going to be all pumped up all the time. I think that's one. I think the other one is, I think productivity experts would say, a lot of tips would be like, if you look at your list for the day, knock out a couple that you just don't want to do.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a B item, if it's B7, you're probably not going to do it first.
You're not going to do a B7.
Not going to do it.
You're certainly not going to do a D6.
D6 is not even going to make it.
I don't even know what D6 is.
D6 is going to be moved from day to day to day. But if it's like an A item and it needs to get done, do what you don't want to do first.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what they say. Do I always do that?
That's what they say.
The people are saying.
Yes.
That will help you. If it's if it's something you want to procrastinate on, or okay, like you said, I got some momentum.
Yes.
Boom, I did something. I got that out of the way.
Yeah.
So do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do that. I do that sometimes.
Well, I like that. For me, my fill in the blank on remove the emotion around it, and the just you're not going to necessarily be motivated. The fill in the blank for me is like working out.
Yeah. Oh, same.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, I'm going to work out with a beverage in my hand.
Yes.
What are you doing? Working my bicep.
Somebody's going to call me and I'm going to
from
stop
the table,
and talk to them.
Table to my lips. Table to my lips.
That's exactly right.
That's some good workout.
That's right. But I do think getting back to why am I...
to the point.
To the point. No. Where you're going is, why am I procrastinating?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
What is it causing me? Is it because your schedule, I know, is wild?
Yeah.
Like, I just need I need a free night.
Yes.
I don't want to go to the gym tonight.
Yes.
What is causing you to procrastinate? Is it that it makes you, that you've got, it's uncomfortable? Is it, I don't know what to do? Because I think depending upon which those things it is, will determine if you need a little Debbie or you need to, maybe learn about a new topic so you can do it, know?
I think that's right. And I also know when I procrastinate, we talked about this earlier on in this conversation, is I don't feel great when I just don't do it. Right. So I talked about the fill in the blank for me around what I procrastinate. One of them is working out. But every day I tell myself, today's the day.
Today's the day.
Right.
Yeah.
So
right.
when is the day? So also I know for a lot of people, and I'll speak to, sometimes we always like to talk about and call out our others out there, people that, might be neurodivergent, they think differently.
Sure.
If, you're someone that, has like attention issues, and some of those things, time management is a hard thing to master if you also have other things going on. And so that procrastination, can really be real for people and cause them to not really get to the fullest potential in their lives sometimes.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. If you have some of those other things that are creating distractions in your mind, I'm also reminded of the book that I talk about all the time, but it's Atomic Habits, been around for 10 years, whatever. But, one of their big things in there was setting goals you can achieve.
Yeah.
So as an example, if it's, whether it's working out, if it's going and spending time with Aunt Barb, whatever, set realistic. I'm going to commit. I can work out twice a week.
Yeah.
That's as much as I can do.
Yeah.
And, I think for that helps. That can help on procrastination of and the guilt that follows when you do procrastinate. You know, we all feel it.
That's real. As you were talking, one of the things we hadn't mentioned is get someone to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Right. That's something maybe a listener out there was thinking, I have an accountability partner for this thing.
For this thing.
Right.
It's like a struggle.
Yeah, it's a struggle, or I just need the motivation.
Yeah.
Right. I need to feel great about this. I need a cheer person, to come and just walk alongside me, to help me get it done.
But see, that's an example. I think what you're going is what is causing me. And if for you, if it's like, it's never making it up on my list. It's important to me, but my schedule is demanding. What is it?
You are, I think, really hitting at the core of this. What is causing the behavior? Yeah. Because if it's something we're tired of, our focus here, right, is to help people live and work well. Yeah. And so anything that we're talking about we're tired of, we're always going to get into the conversation of, well, what can you do, right, to live and work well? And if you're procrastinating, I know a lot of times I actually have taken my own advice. I've encouraged myself and I've said, get an accountability partner. Yeah. So my fill in the blank, I don't like to work out. Well, why? Because I don't want to. Yeah. I need to. But I've thought about, I have a person I could call and he would be more than willing and is actually a trainer. I got to pay him. Yeah. But he would come and be like, all right, get your butt up off the couch. Let's go. Right. So sometimes, it's what you need.
So question though, is there ever a time when procrastination might be a wise pause?
Well, yes. One thought that comes to mind is, I don't know if I'd call this procrastination, but it could live in that lane. It could be in that family, is when you have to make a big decision. Yeah. And it's a really big decision for you, whatever it may be, right? Each to their own on what they consider a big decision. And you may need to, the plane might need to circle a couple of times
before you make it.
And so some people may code that as, oh, why are you procrastinating? Let's get on with it. But sometimes that pause, which I said it might not necessarily be procrastinating, but the pause could be good because you just need a little bit more data.
You need more data. That's so funny you say that because a really good friend of mine she's in the process of moving. Okay. And that exact story. So she wanted to buy in this neighborhood.
That was the story I was thinking about, like buying a house or something.
New development.
Yeah.
Buy a new house. She just sold hers. She has the money ready to go. Yeah. And wanted to buy in this new development. Only one problem. The 2 lots left in this new development were not really where she wanted to be. Yeah. And so, and she's telling me, I know that's the right development for me, but I just keep procrastinating in making the commitment. Yeah. And she goes, I know if I procrastinate much longer, those lots are going to be gone. Well, what she finally came around to was the procrastinating was her gut instinct telling her, I can't get comfortable in the time frame. Okay. This time frame is now.
Right.
And I can't get comfortable it's the right thing to do.
Interesting.
And now this happened a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Now she's very happy. She goes, I'm so glad I didn't rush into it. And
There
we
you
were
go.
laughing about how it really wasn't procrastinating.
Yeah.
It was her instinct of, I'm not 100%. And like you, that's a huge decision.
Yeah, it's like a procrastipause.
It's a procrastipause. And that can be wise. Just like if you get the the text from the prince that says if you don't respond in the next 30 minutes, you're not going to get the $50,000. I'm going to say procrastipause.
Procrastipause.
That's what you're going to need to do.
Yeah, from the prince.
The
and
prince, he's like, not going to send it.
I'm held hostage. Can you please send $50,000?
Yes. Or I'll send you $50,000 if you just text me your number and your bank account. I'll get it right over.
And your social.
I'll get it right over. So that's an example of procrastinate. Okay. Procrastinate. If you get something from the prince, you're going to need to pause.
Procrastipause on that. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So let's just kind of summarize here for those of us who are either self-proclaimed, or selective procrastinators.
Yes, selective
I liked it. It's really kind of just.
I like it.
It helps
we're
me
just going to
feel
go with it. No judge. No judge.
What are the 2 or 3 things we want to just kind of remind everybody what we think really works?
Yeah. One thing that I will come back to that helps me is one thing is the schedule to start and 2 steps in.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Begin.
Just begin. How do you begin? Schedule the start, schedule the beginning, and 2 steps in. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Right.
Yep.
And then do it again. Right. So that's one. Did you want to go or you want me to say another one?
No, go ahead.
Anyway, okay. The next one is I struggle and have struggled with time management. Right. And that is one of the big culprits in my procrastination.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I don't really have that issue anymore. And, we could do a whole nother episode on maybe what happened, that I, got on this. But I took one of those leadership assessments many years back. And one of the indicators was something about, it was about time management and it focuses on you get to things in your own timing. So like I do what I want to do when I want to do it. Yeah. Right.
And I'm getting more and more that way. Sadly. I'm getting pretty good at that.
I mean, I used to be more like that and now I'm not. And that is another thing. Just think about, I go back to what we said just a few minutes ago. Why are you procrastinating? And so is it about making a big decision? And so it's a procrastipause. Like I'm not procrastinating. something is keeping me from saying yes.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think to couple with that is like, what do you want out of this situation? And if your procrastipause is in conflict with what you want, so like, I really need to get, this person needs this feedback, but my procrastipause says, I don't want to do that right now.
I don't want to do it.
Then why? Okay, so right there, you're in conflict. So I think that's important. I think the other thing I've done, we haven't talked about, is visual cues. Like I know, like Patrick, my son, one of the things he has on his wall is he wrote down his big, he didn't call them goals or anything like that for the year, but just kind of like stuff that matters. Stuff that matters this year. He has them written on a big thing that's on his wall. For me, I know one time I was heading up I was given this huge project at the time and I didn't know quite how to go about it. And so I found this stupid poster. I wouldn't even go into it, but it was like, I put it right in front of my desk. It was like this big. And every time I sat at my desk, it was like, if you aren't thinking about talent development, all your oars aren't in the water. And I was like, I want my oars in the water.
I want them all.
It was the visual cue that was like, don't forget about this thing. It's a 6-9 month project. Yes, it's not going to be your burning eyes. It's not going to be your A1 today, but you need to get to it.
That's good.
So
that's good.
The visual cue helped me. I also think for me, if you don't know how to do it, do your research with a deadline.
Yeah, research with a deadline.
Otherwise,
that's great.
Otherwise, you're just going to keep spinning and spinning and spinning.
That's going to help you with that, with the time management, right? Too big time.
Yes, definitely. You have until Friday to do whatever research you're going to do, and then you got to back to holding yourself accountable.
That's great.
You know? So I think, and I think the last thing I would say is like, what are my goals in this situation? What do I want?
What's the outcome that I want?
What is it, the outcome that I want?
Yeah.
Whether it's a better relationship, I want to be, I want to be healthier. Whatever it is, make sure that you're not, that procrastination isn't like your private little underminer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Your saboteur.
Your saboteur. That's exactly
I like
right.
it.
Anything else, Mark? Any other tips before we wrap up?
No, I like I will often say, I'm really proud of this conversation.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's been a good one. And some things that I just had a couple aha moments on as I reflect back on my life around, you procrastinated about that, or you didn't do this thing. Well, why? And, when you get to that why, right? Self-awareness, as we say, is the greatest gift you can give yourself.
Yeah.
When you have that self-awareness about why, then you can be on the path to not be tired of it and to live and work better. Yeah,
I love that. I think that can be revealing of why you're procrastinating on something.
Yeah.
Give that information to yourself. It can be helpful. You all have a great week.
Yeah.
Don't procrastinate on things that you don't need to, unless it's like a D7. Then
if it's a D7 on the list, then let it go. And don't procrastinate on subscribing to this podcast.
There you go.
Right? I need you to not procrastinate. Don't procrastinate.
No.
If you enjoyed this episode, we'd love for them to give us, leave a review.
Absolutely.
Right?
Please leave a review.
Yep.
And you can find us, I don't know how you're listening now, but we're on YouTube, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, all the things. And we welcome the feedback. Y'all have a great week.
Take care.
Bye.